Hello, my name is Shitiz Srivastava and welcome to my podcast. So today I want to talk about whether habits are more important or doing something perfectly is more important. This has been constantly a question inside my mind, whether should I develop a habit doing imperfect things or should I just go on perfecting things till they become so good that people start liking it so much. Because when I see YouTube videos and the kind of videos that I am making, I don't use too many graphics, I don't use too much edit to edit my videos. I just put my videos as I have made them and I don't put too much effort into it. I just sit in front of my webcam and I start talking about it, and whether it's good or not I don't know, but there's one thing that I certainly see, that my videos do not draw that much traction as the other videos draw. There are channels which have opened recently and they have grown tremendously and they have developed quite a following, quite a list of subscribers for them. And I don't know whether they are right or I am right, because my intention behind opening a YouTube video was that I wanted to increase my habit of talking and I wanted to talk a lot. I wanted to be a public speaker someday, and I wanted to always has this idea inside my mind that I wanted to become a motivational speaker. And I don't know whether I will be able to become one in the future or not, but I'm certain that I just wanted to improve my talking skills, because there are times when I'm talking to someone on phone and my English skills in talking are not that good as I think that it would be, because the ideas inside my mind do not come in English, they come in Hindi. And that's why most of my channels are in Hindi, because initially when I was one of the most important thing is that I learned from my YouTube channels is that the first YouTube channel that I started making was Shitizsays, which you can find on Google. And I started talking in English and I made a lot of videos in English, and I was highly uncomfortable while I was making those videos, because I was thinking too much. I was trying to convert the thoughts that I had in Hindi and I was trying to convert them in English. Right now that is not the problem with me, but at that time I was unable to talk the way I wanted to talk about. I was not very expressive. But this time I think I have improved, but not improved to a level where I can have a conversation with someone else. Imagine I am having conversation with someone else who is talking to me in English, and then I have this problem because the answers that are coming inside my mind are basically Hindi. So the whole idea behind opening my YouTube channel was that I wanted to develop my talking skills to a level where people will start listening to me. And that has happened. A lot of people, when they listen to my vlog, they tell me that they have listened to my entire video and they didn't get bored. And that is a big compliment for me, for someone who has a problem talking. I used to slurp while talking. I had a tongue problem, due to which I was unable to speak, and I would feel very inferior when I would speak in a group. So I was always a one-to-one talker. I was not a guy who would talk in a group. I would rather be quiet in a group and not say anything, because most of the time when I would talk in a group, there were chances that people won't hear me, and that was a big fear inside my mind, that people won't hear me when I'm talking. And I had to overcome that. So there came a time when I was started speaking in group and people would actually listen to me. But I had this problem with me, that I am also very attention seeker kind of guy, where he wants to take all the attention of the group. So if I'm talking in a group and if people are not listening to me or getting convinced by what I'm saying, I feel insulted. I don't know why that happens, why that thinking is inside my mind, but there is that thinking. I know it's a wrong thinking, but I don't know how to overcome that. But the whole idea is that I wanted to make videos so that I can improve my talking skills. And I don't know whether that method that I employed was right or wrong, but I just went ahead with it. I think that when people say that it is more important that you keep making videos on YouTube than to think about the perfection or perfectionist attitude towards making something, I don't know whether it's harming me or benefiting me, because one thing that I learned from making two films that I have made previously and writing the books that I have written previously, I have learned that I didn't work too hard. I worked very hard on them, but the thing is, I think there was a certain level of percentage dripping, like I worked like 90%, but that 10%, which was the most important thing that I should have done in those films or in those books, I didn't do that. I didn't reach to that level where there was no scope for a mistake from my side. Like, there is anyways going to be mistakes or continuity errors or vocabulary errors in the books and movies that I'm going to write. But the thing is, whether I have tried my best to remove them. So basically, when you talk about art, the art is the elimination of redundancy. So when I'm talking, I don't know whether should I remove the pauses that I take and should I put more graphics into it to make it more interesting to people, because I know this theory that people cannot just keep on looking at something and be very interested into it. People are not just, people want too much information. People need something that will please their eyes and their stimulus. So I don't know whether what I'm doing is right or wrong, but the thing is, the moment I think of putting too many graphics or putting too much effort into editing to make my videos look better, they take away the motivation that is inside me about making those videos. So that is a constant question that is arising inside my mind, that whether I should reach for perfection or whether I should reach for just doing things. So which matters most, quantity or quality? And there has been a constant debate about it. And recently, the kind of content that we see on internet, I think there is a level where quantity excels over quality. A lot of content that is on internet is getting viral, is not very good on quality, but it is very good on quantity. A lot of people are producing a lot of content every day, and it is not that good, but still they are doing it. And that is one thought that came into my mind when I started my YouTube channels. And I started multiple channels because I wanted to talk about so many things, and I wanted it to be on separate channels, because there are people who come to my channel and feel disappointed when I talk about certain things on my channel. Like there's a channel which I started in which I thought that I would talk about on length about topics that I wanted to talk about. But turns out I was talking more about films, and the people who came to my channel were talking most about films, and they were expecting me that I will talk about films only. And that's what I did. And I kept on talking about films, and that channel became Film Channel. So I have to start a few other channels in which I wanted to talk about the thing that I wanted to talk about. Like there's a book channel, there's this podcast in which I'm talking in English, and this is basically a motivational channel. I don't want to talk about movies or books here. For that I have started another channel. But in this particular podcast, I just wanted to talk about success. I just wanted to talk about motivation. I just wanted to talk about inspiration, that how can I inspire people to do what they really wanted to do. Like yesterday I got a call from someone who told me that I have changed his life. So this statement that I have changed someone's life, I have heard that statement a lot of times, and I don't feel proud about it. I feel happy about it, but I don't feel proud about it, because I motivated them, because I read so many books and saw so much change inside me that I wanted to help them. And when I see someone having a problem, I want to solve them with the theories that I have read from the books, because I know that they can't go through all that journey that I have gone in trying to get all that knowledge which I have gained over the years. So I help them, and turns out it helps them in the longer run. They always come back to me and thank me that I have changed their life. And I don't know whether it has been a miraculous change for them, or it's a big change for them. But if someone comes to you and says that they are trying to thank you for changing their life, then it means a big thing. And that is what convinces me that I can become a motivational speaker. Like what I say somehow affects people, and somehow people actually go and leave their comfort zone to do what they really wanted to do. So this video, when I started making, I wanted to only talk about this thing, whether what I'm doing is right or wrong, because this is a constant question inside me. Eventually I'm going to make a feature film, which I have decided that in the future I'm going to make a feature film, and I don't know whether that feature film is going to be good or bad. What I know is that it's going to be different from the film that I have made previously. I'm going to put a lot of effort into it, like the kind of effort that goes into making an airplane or a jet. If you have to launch a space jet into the space, then you have to put the probability of error 0. Even the screws that screw that you put in a space jet has to be so nicely and perfectly aligned that it does not affect the velocity of the space jet. So it has to be error free basically. So if you are planning a bank robbery, it has to be error free. So there are things that you have to do in a certain manner where they have to be error free. So I want that if I make a video about something, then it has to be error free. But there's only little that I can do from my side. I can only think on my behalf that I have done enough for making that particular thing so good. I don't know whether it's going to be good or bad, but the only thing that I can do, I think, that is that I can try doing it, and that is all. And I think I will continue on this journey. I won't edit my videos too much. I won't edit my podcast too much. I won't push too many graphics. Initially, when I started this podcast channel, I thought that I'm not going to put my face into it. I'm just going to talk, and I will put only my voice into it, like the real podcast. And I'm going to upload this podcast into SoundCloud and iTunes. But eventually, I realized that putting this content on iTunes and SoundCloud is a little bit tedious, and there isn't that many people on those platforms to listen to me. Frankly, I'm not interested in putting my voice without my face. So I think I also want to develop my expressions, and I also want to be very comfortable when I'm talking. So that is why this podcast is happening. So in my opinion, I don't know whether I'm going to be right or wrong. What I know is that I'm going to produce a lot of content, and I will try to concentrate on quality rather than quantity. I read a lot of books, I do a lot of things, I have read a lot of books, and I'm going to talk about them only. And let's see what the result going to come into. So on this note, let's say goodbye, and let's meet up soon with the next podcast. I hope we'll meet soon. So if you like this if you like this podcast, please share, like, and comment, and do subscribe to the channel. That's all. That's every YouTuber says in the end. So that's why I'm saying there's no pressure on you. If you don't like this channel, just don't like, subscribe, or comment. I don't care, because this is just for self evolution. This is just because I wanted to improve my talking skills, nothing else. So goodbye.